Hey, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about systems. If you don't know me, I'm Christian. I've built my own company with my business partner, Mikkel. We help coaches coach, and that's our goal. We do this because we really want to help coaches and consultants and trainers all over the world completely automate their client acquisition so that they can do and focus on what they love. That's coaching, consulting, and training, right? That's why we're here. That's what we do. All right. Enough about that. Let's get started. That's not why you're here, though. So let's just jump right in. What I want to about today is systems, and systems is a really interesting subject. System is a really big thing. Now, when I'm talking about systems, you might think, oh, what is a system? What actually is a system, right? That's like the question that my parts of mind think. Oh, a system that could be like I don't know, like my computer. That's a system. That's an operating system. That could be like the door handle. That's a opening system. It could be I don't know, my nervous system. That's a system. Maybe you don't think that, but what like fundamentally, what is a system? And there's a really easy model to describe this. It's gone down for a lot of people, but it is simply you have input, processes, output, feedback, and this operates within an environment. That is a system. And yeah, let's break this down a bit. Because I may say like inputs, processes, outputs, feedbacks, and environment. But what does that mean? I mean, an environment, where's the sun? That's not what I'm talking about here. So let's break this down with first steps, right? The first thing is the input. To any system out there, you always start with the input, right? Only you probably do start with the processes. But let's just start with the input in this place. And the input into a system is what you feed it, right? It's what you put into the machine, if you want to put it like that, right? And this could be for lead generation. This could be a lead list, right? There's just an example, right? It could be an email list. For an outbound system, no, for an inbound system, it could be your content, right? It could be the value of your content that you're putting in. Okay, and then once you put something into this system, they get into processes, right? And what is these processes, and what are these processes? And these processes are, well, it's very different. So let's just say, for example, that this is an email system, right? And then some of the processes within this like macro email system could be how you send the email, what service you use, what email provider you have. Are you using Gmail, Outlook, webmail, right? It could be all sorts of these things, right? These are parts within the processes. Then what times are you sending? How are you sending? Like, what do you put in your body copy? Like, do you record a video? Don't you record a video? Do you do quality? Do you do quantity? Do you do a quality approach? Like, this is where you see this is all the intricate processes that actually ties all the input together and then gives you a result, right? Now, the output of an email system, which is the next thing within the macro thing, is output, right? And the output of this email system will then be a book call, for example. Let's just say I'm making an email system to book calls in my calendar for my online course or my Done For You agency. Now, what this does, right, is that I take leads which go through a process to turn into book calls. Everything between the input and the output, that right there is the process which has converted the input into the output. Now, if you look at this with now I'll go into that a bit later actually, and then you get this output, right, and this you get in terms of metrics. Now you get data, because you put X in, you get Y out. You have a time frame, and you can see everything in between. And in between different parts of like in the big macro system, there are like mini systems in between, and you can see how everything's performing, okay? And this output that you get, and also the small outputs within the small system, gives you feedback in terms of these metrics. Now, what you can use these metrics for is that you can see, okay, am I delivering? Are my emails landing in spam? I'm having an appointment booking rate of 1.6%. That's not good. It needs to be 2% to perform, right? That's my KPI. That's what I need to hit. a KPI is a key performance indicator. It's a pre-established number that you go for within a system, right? And you want to, the only purpose of a system is for it to reach its KPI so that it functions well. It's a healthy system. So, okay, it's not KPI. What can I do? I can look at my things, the data, what happened here. You get feedback. You put that back into the input and back into the processes, which then you change stuff to make it perform better or worse, okay? Now, when you look at a system, this is really, really important. A system is not right, it's not wrong, it's not good, it's not bad. A system is doing as it is intended to do, right? A system cannot do anything it's not created for. Now you may say, oh, but my email system isn't performing, and it's a bad system. No, it's just doing what it's created for, and that system was created to have an appointment booking a 1.6 system. Now it might not be a good system in that manner, right? Because it's not booking the amount of appointments that it may need, but it's still just a system that's designed to do that one thing. Like it has been built to do that, to give that specific output, right? And that gives that a system. It's not bad, good or bad. It's just performing with how it's built. Now you can implement this system and make it better to like get a better result from it. And when you look at this, right, now this is another really important thing we want to talk about is throughput. What you're putting through a system. So let's say that, imagine it like this. You have a big reservoir, right? A reservoir of water. And in the bottom of this water, you put like a big pipe or something, a tunnel maybe, in the bottom of this reservoir. And then you have the ability to open up and let a lot of water just pour through, flow through, right? Now imagine that this big reservoir of water, every there's a section, boom, boom, boom. And within these different sections is your processes, okay? Because within the processes, what we'll have, we look at throughput. If you're putting 1,000 leads in and getting 2 leads out, right? Yeah, you mean where does those 998 go? Okay, you have a throughput of 1,000 leads, and they turn into 2 booked calls, or maybe 20 booked calls. I don't know, right? What I'm trying to say is that you want to see how much you're putting in, and then see how much you're getting out. Now, what we are looking at the system, like what is bottlenecking the system? Why is the value, like this is basically value, right? Why is it not flowing through? Of course, there will be churn within a system and things will diminish and drop down, but, big but, when you're looking at a system with this big pipe, imagine on the pipe is like this, right? There's coming so much in, but it's a little bitty pipe, and it can only handle like 1.1% of the actual throughput. So even though you have a lot of leads coming in, like what, this little bitty pipe cannot even handle it. And that's what we determine as a bottleneck, right? Now these are the things that we want to fix. So when you're looking at the throughput of a system, you're looking at how much is coming through and it's not performing. You go back and say, okay, what is this pipe big enough? Yeah, this pipe is big enough. Oh, is this pipe big enough? Yeah, it's big enough. Is this pipe big enough? Oh, no. This pipe is actually not big enough. All right, then we know that this section here is the thing that we should be solving. So when you're looking at your business, just take this as your business, right? Just you have this big reservoir, which is all clients, all potential leads in your niche, and down here, like at the bottom of it, is your niche. And I know this is your business. This is cash collected. This is how much money you're making. Now you pour a bunch of these leads into the system, and you only end up with like a teeny weeny amount of that. So you have to look at, okay, I'm putting all this in, but where in the process of me converting all those into paying customers is the bottleneck? Like what's making that, like the trench, right? So there can only, imagine you have this much coming through and then just channels down, so it's only like this much that you come through like for like this big of a hole. It doesn't matter if you put 1 billion leads in, if you can only handle 2 a day, yeah, it's a bottleneck. So that's what we want to do here, is we want to remove bottlenecks so that value can flow through the system. So yeah, that's a really, really important thing to talk about. And the way that we fix these things, because a really, really important thing when we're creating systems is metrics. We want to make sure that we're actually keeping a track of everything that we're doing. If we cannot see, if we cannot understand, and if we cannot, if we don't know what's going on in the system, we're basically hopeless. If we don't know what's wrong, it's hard for us to do anything about it. Yeah, I mean, well, I think that's the thing. Let me fix it. Boom, end up fucking it up because you didn't have valid data. Okay. The way that you problems or troubleshoot or solve problems within any system that there is that you do troubleshooting, right? And you need metrics. Okay. What is metrics? Metrics is data. And data is something that you have collected by running your system. So you've put people through your system, and all the different parts of it has run and done their things, which then has given you data. Okay, data is what you can use to determine is something doing what it's supposed to do, right? If you don't have any data, you're basically operating within nothing. You can't do anything. So let's just say you have no data on the system. Nothing at all. You just know you get this and you get this out. Let's just say my KPI is my key performance indicator is set for 3% in an email appointment booking system. Now I put 100 leads in and I get 2 calls out. If I don't have any metrics or any data on anything in the system, it will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack to find out what is really wrong. Okay? But imagine this. I tested my deliverability. I could see how many emails landed, how many opened, how much click-through rate, how many clicked on the ad, how many booked the call, how many pressed on the call to book, how many actually booked, I mean, how many watched the VSL, all these things. So just like every part of this process, you can see, okay, here, I mean, this is good, this is good, this is not good, right? You're like, oh, that right there is not good. Meaning, I have to change this thing, but I wouldn't know that if I didn't keep track. There's like 7 different parts in a system that all could be the thing that's wrong, but I wouldn't know if I didn't keep data on all of them. So it's very important when you're building systems that you keep data on literally everything, okay? Now, another really important thing to understand or to see is that everything is a system, okay? And this is called system thinking. Now, I cannot say that I'm an absolute pro at this, but it's a really important thing to do, or a really important thing to look at. Now, you should think of everything as an input-output system, right? Input, processes, output, feedback, okay? Look at it. Everything is, what do you put in? What do you do with that? And then what do you get out? Now, we've talked a lot about the system within it, right? We've talked a lot about the things within it. I mean, one key thing that I want to mention is that about the input. If you put shit in, you'll get shit out. You might have the best things in the world, the processes, the best email copy, the best Loom, the best everything within the actual processes of the system. But if your inputs are shit, your results are going to be shit. Imagine you're cooking food, right? You're in the best kitchen ever. You have Gordon Ramsay cooking the goddamn food. He's in the best kitchen in the world. Got the most expensive knives, the best pans that there is. And he gets rotten food to cook from. Like rotten ingredients to cook food from. Now, I don't give a shit how good that chef is. Or what his color of his shoes. Or what the brand, whatever, the thingy-dingy-maduggers that he's using. If it's rotten food, it's gonna taste like shit. But if he has good ingredients, quality ingredients, that right there is going to be really great food, right? Because then the systems and processes can work because they have good inputs. Okay, so inputs are really, really important thing to understand. And usually when a system is wrong, it's just because you're putting the wrong things in, or it's not performing as you want it to perform. It's just because you're putting the wrong things in. Right? Perfect. Now let's talk a little about the environment, okay? Because we've talked about the input, the processes, the output, and the feedback. Now, let's talk about the environment. The environment is a really important thing to understand when you're creating a system, because the environment is the thing that the system is operating in, if that makes sense. So imagine that you have this, what could it be? What could it be? You have this email system, right? Now, this system is operating within a market, and this market could be your niche, for example. This means that this system has to obey by the rules and predetermined principles and conditions of the environment. This means if the system does not obey the rules within the environment, it won't work. If it doesn't follow the rules, doesn't follow the pre-made conditions that the environment tells it to have, it will die and it will not perform. So it's really important that when we're looking at all of this, the system, that what are we operating within? Okay, what is it that this system is operating in? What do we need to think about? What do we need to care for? And all the different things to make sure that our system is performing the way that it should be. We need to look at this environment, because if we're not obeying it, our system will die. We don't want that. We don't want that. That's not fun. So yeah. And that's like a quick overview of the system. And you can think of basically everything as a system, right? Your human is a system. Put food in, and put bad food in, put like bad sleep, bad exercise, no exercise, shit food, shit inputs. The processes are bad and you get bad output, like no work, nothing getting done. So yeah. That's basically, I don't want to talk more about this, because this could turn into a real long conversation real quick. And there's a lot of deeper things you can go into a system. But think a little bit about, search a little bit about system theory and think a little bit about that. It's super strong. Check out someone like Sam Albans. I think he did a pretty cool video on it. So yeah, he's pretty smart actually too. So check out guys like him. But systems is a pretty powerful thing. Okay, so yeah, that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you're a coach, a consultant, or trainer, anyone who's within this space actually struggling with appointment booking, check out the link in the description. Full transparency, it is just a sales funnel trying to book a call with you to see if we might be able to help you with something. And if you are, great. If not, that's okay. I don't really care. And do as you please. If you like the video, there's a button for that. Subscribe if you want to. Don't really care. Have a great day. Really enjoyed your time here, and hopefully you did too. See you in the next one. Bye bye.